What is up, internet comic book fam? Welcome back to a new video. It's that time of week again where we sit down and we take a look at all of the best and worst comic covers that are coming to your shops on this new comic book day, Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. And as the last couple of weeks ago, our pool to pull from is not great. There isn't a lot of choices. There are a lot of books that are coming out, but not a lot of them have a good pool of variant covers or additional incentive covers to pull from to make a solid list. And you know me, I like to take these books and offer you everything that's coming out for that specific title and then give you my best or worst on it. So today we're going to do a little bit of that and just go through random books, giving you the best and worst covers for that specific title for this week. And as always, we're going to start our week off right and strong as we always do. And in saying that, we're going to start off with DC Comics here. And our first offering from DC here is this Superman Unlimited #1. It's the new series from Dan Slott and Raphael Albuquerque. You know Dan Slott from Spider-Man fame if you are a Spider-Man fan, and lots of other stuff. We got this Raphael Albuquerque A cover here. We got a Frank Quietly B variant, a Gabriel Del Auto C variant, and a Lionel Francis U D variant. We also have a Sebastian Fulmara, sorry if I butchered that, E cover. We have a Dan Mora, James Gunn cameo variant for an F cover, a Jim Lee Superman monthly variant G cover, and a Souza Micah gold foil virgin variant as your H cover here. Then we have your 1 in 25 Dave Raposa variant for a J cover, a 1 in 50 Christian Ward variant for your K cover, and a 1 in 10 Frank Quietly Virgin variant for your L cover, and a 1 in 250 Lionel Francis U black and white variant for your M cover to kind of round out your incentive covers. When it comes to this book, my best cover this week, hands down, goes to this Souza Michael foil virgin variant. I think it's the best of these covers. If I'm being 100% transparent, I don't really like many of these covers. I think almost every single one of these covers is terrible, but I do show some love for this Souza Micah. One, because it's Souza Micah, and two, because it's a good nod to a Christopher Reeves-esque Superman, the quintessential, I can't say that word, quintessential, there we go, Superman, in my opinion, Christopher Reeves. And this cover is a very, very good homage to the late, great Christopher Reeves Superman. My worst cover of the week goes to this Raphael Albuquerque cover. Now, listen, when I say this, Raphael Albuquerque is one of my favorite artists. I love his art a lot, but you don't hit a home run every time you step up to the plate, and that's very much the case, in my opinion, with this Raphael Albuquerque A cover. I want to know why Superman looks so intense, like he's staring through your soul. The same with Lois. Superboy looks like he's up to no good. Jimmy Olsen looks like he just got pegged or got a shocker or something. I don't know what's going on here, but just the intensity in all their faces, and they all look possessed. It's just not a solid cover, in my opinion. And it's not really a cover that screams Raphael Albuquerque to me. I love Albuquerque. I've seen him do a lot better work. I've seen him do some worse stuff. But like I said, you don't score a goal every time you shoot the puck. And that's kind of what we got here, in my opinion. Next up, we have a cover that I feel like beautifully displays yin and yang, good and evil, friend versus foe. We have this Batman Superman World's Finest 39 cover B, this Luciano Perillo variant. I like the way that Superman has got that heat vision rocking, getting ready to attack Lex Luthor. Luthor's got the lightning coming down. And then you got Batman and Joker just in very Batman Joker-esque form. True to form, true to their character. Beautiful, beautiful cover. But from a beautiful cover to a not so beautiful cover, we have this Batman Superman World's Finest 39 1 in 25 Al Kaplan cardstock cover. This cover is not good, in my opinion. And the artist's all right, but why has Batman got a duck face? He looks like he's got a little surprise for you behind that cape that he wants to show you, where he kind of reminds me of an anime character that just got hit in the nuts, and he's like, "Ooh!" Sorry, that's probably a little bit louder than I wanted it to be. but gets my point across. And then you got or handsome Squidward esque Superman up here, and he's looking very handsome, very cute, very suave, very debonair. And he's got that fist up there looking like it was kissed by God himself. And it's just a little weird to me. I don't know, just not digging the overall artistic freedom on this cover between duck face Batman, kind of, I don't know, looking like he's cooling down a bowl of soup on behind his cape or blowing on something or just giving a duck face, and then handsome Squidward esque Superman. This is a giant pass for me, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about you, but I'm passing on this one. From a bad cover to a good cover, we had this Catwoman 76 in Hock Lee cardstock cover. Yes, please, sir. Can I have another? I love this cover. I love the Asian influence in this cover. I love the way the use of the blacks and the whites, the way the Catwoman looks. I love the tigers in the foreground and the background. I love the cherry blossoms on the tree. It's just very, very kind of reminds me of almost feudal Japan in a lot of ways. Very beautiful cover. Very well done. A great Catwoman cover and a great offering from Inhok Lee, if I do say so myself. Another good cover is this Nightwing 126, 125 Vasco DeJorvi cardstock cover. Sorry if I butchered that. I have not been reading Nightwing to be 100% transparent, but I do like the graffiti S cover on this. It's a great memorial mural to Nightwing, and shows the city how thankful the city of Bloodhaven is for Nightwing. Beautiful cover. Let me know in the comment section below if you're reading Nightwing, if it's actually gotten good again. I kind of fell off of it once the relaunch happened. I just never really got back into it. And let me know if it's good, if I should be picking it up, or if it's still a book that I'm better off just avoiding altogether. Then next up for worst covers, we have this Detective Comics 1097 1 in 25 Ashley Wood cardstock cover. I'm just not a fan of this style. There's some covers that are hit in this style. Like last week, we had one with the houses and the faces and the different layers of houses. That was pretty cool. But this one, I don't understand the giant puppet esque soldier facing off against Batman standing on a tiny house. I don't know. It's just a cover that doesn't scream out to me. It's one that I could do without. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of offerings. So it's not necessarily that this is a terrible cover. I just feel like this is like the worst offering from this detective book. So it's just one that I really was not a fan of. From one I'm not a fan of to one I am a fan of is Detective Comics 1097 Chris Stevens cardstock cover. Now, I love this cover a lot, but I do have a caveat. And again, this is not a knock on the artist, and I'm in no way, shape, or form trying to insinuate or imply something, but I feel like there's a little bit of AI infused into this photo. I love the way that Batman is pretty much parkouring off of that gargoyle, but this arm here is a little wonky to me. And what really makes me think it might be have AI infused into it is the cape. Like the layering on the cape right here is kind of wonky. And the cape itself, like the cape should go straight back or kind of curve over. And here it goes here, but then it like hooks out and you don't see the other shape of the rest of the cape. I mean, I guess you could say that it could be right here, but that looks like the shadowing from this part of the cape on the building, or the cape, the rest of the cape could be here, but that's just a very weird way. And it almost bat wings out for the cape to kind of move and be. And the other thing that makes me think it's AI is this hard like L right here, this hard turn in the grappling rope or his swinging rope. And you kind of get another one right here and right there. Like you would think that would like kink up, and no rope is going to naturally flow like that. Like the loops and stuff are cool. This part's cool. Yeah, that's good. But like, look how hard the cut is there. And then right here and then right there. It just, I feel like if it is AI infused, again, not insinuating anything, not place poking at the artist or placing blame or accusations on the artist. I'm just saying it feels very AI infused to me, as the Batman looks very Alex Ross esque. And that's okay because Alex Ross is a phenomenal artist. And of course, other artists take inspiration from other artists' work. So that's not a knock there. But it's just, again, the way that Cape kind of hooks out like that in the swing rope right there, kind of L shapes hard and curves hard. It just kind of screams AI to me. And I wish these comics would put, if the book is AI infused, it says warning, this book, the art on this book is AI infused, or whatever. It's just a book that it's a nice cover, but again, I just have my questions and reserves on whether or not AI was used in the making of this book. Then we have a cover I'm not a big fan of. Is this Titans 23, this Tom Rainey variant. I'm not a really big fan of the way that Raven looks in this. The Nightwing at the bottom. Just I don't know. I feel like it could be done better. The cyborg face, how his cybernetic side is so small compared to the rest of his face. It's just not a book that really screams out to me. Not that this Titans book is at all. I've not been a Titans reader for a very long time, but this cover does not make me want to pick up this book and find out what's going on inside the pages of Titans 23. I can tell you that much. Then from a cover that I think is fantastic for a book, we have Absolute Flash #3. This cover C from Clayton Crane. And I love the use of the light streaks in the background to make it to really give you that feeling that Flash is going fast. I love the kind of lightning bolt shaped skid marks from him sliding to a stop. I love the costume. I love just this overall look of Wally West. I think it's a fantastic cover, a great offering from Clayton Crane. And this is definitely the book or the cover, I should say, that I'm going to pick up on this Flash #3 from Absolute Universe. And another cover I'm going to pick up is a Zatanna 4 Ben Oliver cardstock cover. There are two really solid Zatanna covers this week, and I put one in the honorable mentions. But this Zatanna Ben Oliver one stood out for me just because of the uses of the pinks in there and the different shades of pink. And the Zatanna herself almost looks like a Betty from Archie pinup kind of feel to it. It's beautiful. It's fantastic. I love the use of spelling out her name in the playing cards. I think it's an amazing cover and it's a great offering on the Zatanna book. Like I said, there were two neck and neck offerings this week, but just this one kind of stood out a little bit more to me in the end after I really sat down and looked at them both and kind of broke them both down. That's it for DC. Now we're going to move on to our Marvel Comics offerings here. And first up, we have Vision and Scarlet Witch by #1 by Stephanie Hans. This Stephanie Hans variant is a beautiful cover. I love the way White Vision looks. I love the way Wanda looks in this. She looks amazing. I love the use of like the magic and the pinks and purples in her hair to define her hair. It's just an overall beautiful cover and an amazing contribution to this book from Stephanie Hans. Then again, we have this Inhok Lee Ultimate Special variant from Ultimates 12. I really like this cover. Um, Again, it's just in Hockley. It's a beautiful cover. It's probably the best Ultimates cover available. And this is definitely the one I'm going to be picking up in this Ultimates book because I'm loving the Marvel Ultimate Universe stuff. Then we have Spider-Man and Wolverine #1. We have this A cover here that's giving off Marvel versus Capcom vibes. Then we have this Mark Bagley B variant. We have a Clayton Crane C variant and an RB Silva D variant. We have a 1 in 25 David Marquez variant as E cover for our incentives. We have a 1 in 50 Nick Bradshaw Hidden Gems variant as an F cover. And then we have a 1 in 100 Clayton Crane Virgin variant there on that C cover. My best cover this week is this Clayton Crane variant. I think Clayton Crane is killing it this week between the Flash book and this. I love the way the Wolverine is drawn. I love the different definition of his claws up at the top and how it almost has that like hard edge right here that you can see instead of just the flat, like pencil shaped claws that a lot of artists do. I love the way Clayton Crane adds that extra detail in there. I love his Spider-Man, the way he does this, his Spider-Man, that classic Spider-Man look, the big eyed Spider-Man. I just think it's a great offering from Clayton Crane. My worst cover of the week on this book is this Mark Bagley variant. Now, it's not that it's a bad cover. I like Bagley. I usually like Bagley's art a lot. I love Bagley's art on Ultimate Spider-Man. When his run on that, I like Bagley's art in Amazing Spider-Man. It's not my issue isn't with the Bagley. It's just I don't know. When you look at all the other covers on this book, this one is just kind of the weakest offering. If we go back and look here, I mean, look at the A cover. It appeals to those Marvel versus Capcom fans, so it has its audience. I love the RB Silva cover as well, but I just like the Clayton Crane one a little bit more. I feel like it has a lot more detail than just Spider-Man and Wolverine leaping out from behind an explosion. I like the David Marquez cover. I like the Nick Bradshaw cover. It's just like I said, I love Mark Bagley, but To me, that B cover from Bagley is just a little bit weaker than everything else between like I was saying about the Clayton Crane, I like the way in the definition of the claws. Bagley doesn't do that. It's just a straight claw with a little bit of like line down here to look like it's an edge. Like look at this elbow is weird. Just the way Wolverine, I don't know, just it's just the way Spider-Man's hanging on the wall to me. It's like I said, it's just the weakest offering from these books. But if you like it, cool, pick it up. Again, like I said, I really don't dislike this cover, but it is the weakest cover in this group of books. So it made the list. Up next, we have Moon Knight, Fist of Khonshu, number 8, Alex Ross, Timeless Moon Knight Virgin variant. What can I say? It's Alex Ross. His artwork would be, amazing comic book artwork in a museum or in your room on the actual book hanging on the wall like I've got him up here. It's Alex Ross. All of his stuff looks like an art piece. All of his stuff looks like a masterpiece. And I think anything Alex Ross is absolutely stunning. I think Alex Ross is probably one of the artists where I've not found anything at all that I haven't liked by him. Next up on another great cover, we have this Derek Chew Legacy of Vader number 4. I love this Kylo Ren cover, kind of the use of him, how he's depicting him using the Force, the lightsaber, the use of the reds on the black, the clouds, the smoke. Just a beautiful Kylo Ren cover, looking and showing just what of a badass Kylo Ren is. And then to a not so great Star Wars cover on Legacy of Vader number 3, we have this Chris Sprouse, The Force Awakens 10th anniversary variant. Who let Channing Tatum cosplay as Rey? That's what I want to know. And why is Chris Tucker or Tracy Morgan playing Finn? I don't know. The best looking thing is the TIE fighters and the BB-8 in this book, but I digress. It's just not a great cover, and the Channing Tatum face on Rey really just doesn't sell it for me. If you know what I'm saying. All right, that's it from Marvel. Now we're gonna move into our independents and our offering from independents. We have this 1 in 15 Mark Spears Black Virgin variant on this Gargoyles book. There's a lot of covers for this Gargoyles book out there. A lot of different Mark Spears covers. I just like this black 1 in 15 the most. There's one with a purple background, but Mark Spears' art really stands out on a lot of covers. There's some, again, like any other artist, that he's an absolute miss on, but this book right here kills it. The use of the color and how they stand out and pop versus that black background. This is a beautiful cover, and this is one for sure at 1 in 15. I'm going to pick up at that price. Then what I'm not that big of a fan of here is this Megan Hetrick foil virgin variant. Again, with all those covers, especially that Mark Spears cover, this is a virgin variant that you're offering to your buyers. And it's just, I'm sure Megan has her fans. I'm, you know, usually pretty fond of her art, but I just not digging this one. I could leave this one compared to the Mark Spears and all the other covers on this book. It's just one that's not really I don't know, up to snuff in my opinion. It's not a terrible cover, but again, it's like the weakest offering from this new number 1 from the Gargoyles universe that's dropping this week. Then we have this Lee Bermejo from the Abyss. I look at this cover, burning a witch at the stake. It's beautiful. The druids esque in the background is the fire, and man, it's just a really well done cover, a work of art, in my opinion. If you can't appreciate, you might not appreciate the subject matter, but if you can't appreciate the cover, I don't know what to tell you. It is a beautiful and well done cover. And worst cover of the week, we have this Wilczek Portaco. I'm sure I butchered that all to hell. Connecting cover from Walking Dead. Who is this? That's not Negan. That doesn't look like Negan. And who's got Commissioner Gordon down here as a zombie? I don't know. It's just, or Gary Oldman, I should say, not just Commissioner Gordon. But what, when, who is this? This isn't Negan. This is just, I don't know, terrible. I've enjoyed this Walking Dead deluxe recoloring and re-release of stuff because it's allowed me to go back and replace books from The Walking Dead that were sold out from under me. That, that's a story for another time. but it's allowed me to kind of replace issues that are too expensive. They're kind of coming down now, and I'm going to start going back and searching for those issues and buying the actual books. But that's kind of why I've enjoyed collecting these colored deluxe editions. But a lot of these variant covers on them have not been great. And this dude back here, oh, sorry, this dude back here looks like he's half fish, and this dude looks like he's half camel. I don't know, man. It's just this cover is not a solid representation of a good Walking Dead cover, in my opinion. Next up, we have a great Marco Falia variant. I'm sorry if I butchered that one on Deadly Tales of the Gunslinger Spawn. This kind of, it's got that perfect old West vibe. Reminds you like it could be something straight out of Tombstone. It's a beautiful, well done cover. And then for my not so great cover, we have Out of Alcatraz number 3. That's 1 in 25 Denny variant. I don't know what's going on here. Where's her eyes? What is she sitting on? She's sitting up against a barrel or a post. But what is she sitting on? What is she possessed? Is she crying? What's going on in this cover? I don't really know. I'm not a fan of it. I just think that the art on this book could be a little bit much better and a little bit better. Um, it's just the eyes. I think if the eyes were there and there was just that little bit of detail, it would really make that cover so much better. But I'm not really a fan of that cover this week. And then a cover I'm amazingly hyped for is this cover B Todd McFarlane variant on the Curse of Shirley Johnson. I love the Violator-esque face on her, just the detail. This is a McFarlane killer. McFarlane absolutely killed this cover. I'm going to pick this cover up on the cover alone and to check out the story because it is a number 1. But I absolutely love this Todd McFarlane cover. And then we got to talk about Rob Liefeld and this cover here. Like, look at this little hand. What is this? How is that a crossbow? The dude's kneecaps are so tiny with these massive legs and these massive muscles. And what is this? Colossus's dick wrapped around this character? Man, you know, I got a conversation the other night on a podcast about Rob, and no disrespect to Rob. I think, he's got his place and he's got his fans and he's an amazing artist, but I feel like sometimes he's got this arrogance about him, and it seems like he came up in the 90s and with the, creation of Image and being part of that and everything he went through in the 90s, like he just kind of got this ego and everyone maybe fluffed him up, inflated his head, you know, and his anatomy just in all the years of him doing books, his anatomy just has not gotten any better, and he always receives this criticism for it. And I'm not here to criticize him because he's an artist. I'm not. I'm just a talking head on an internet podcast, but I do have my opinions on the book, and I do like art. And to me, like the human anatomy, his covers would be amazing. He would be one of the best artists in the game. And in a lot of ways he is, but he would be one of the best artists in the game if he got his anatomy figured out on stuff. And maybe, I've never really sat down to talk to him. I would love to talk to him sometime after this. I probably won't be able to because he probably will block me again and hate on me. But, it's not that I dislike him as a person, but his just I feel like all these years, just like that arrogance or just all the success he had in the 90s and today, like even creating Deadpool and all that, Major X, Young Bloods, the list goes on and on and on. There's no denying the man's contribution to the comic world, but his anatomy has just never gotten better, and he's never changed, and he's never taken that approach to change, and he's kinda just shut down all of his haters. He's never really listened to what people have to say. He just automatically goes to blocking them, and I understand it. I get it because he receives a lot of hate, and in my opinion, he doesn't deserve hate, but everyone should be open to criticism, and I feel like, taking a little bit criticism on your art and listening to people and kind of trying to fix that up to rejuvenate your stuff makes sense, but he doesn't have to though because he's got his fan base and that fan base is always going to be there to support him. And I buy Rob books too, and it's like the cool thing to do to give Rob crap in this industry. But I like a lot of Rob's stuff, and it's just sometimes the anatomy of his characters just really kills me and throws the cover off, and he hasn't done anything to correct that, and that's been, like, his biggest critique, and I don't know, man. I really hope that at some time before he's all said and done, I know he said he's done with Marvel. I know he said he's done drawing Deadpool, but I really hope that sometime before he's all said and done and walks away from comics completely, that he just says, I'm going to prove all my haters and doubters wrong. And he sits down and he gives us an absolute banger of a cover where the anatomy's good, everything's proportioned, it doesn't have a million pouches. It's a instant classic that's gonna put everybody and shut everybody up. But I don't know, man. I just feel like that's there that I don't know, maybe I'm completely wrong, but I just feel like that success he got in the 90s and kind of exploding the way he did when you look at some of these other artists today and the way they're animated, like look at Mark Spears for one. Look at a lot of these other. So is a Micah. Look at Greg Capullo. Look at all these other guys. Jay Lee, um, even Jim Lee. There's so many artists here that just nail that anatomy, and I would just love to see Rob crack that down and get that under control and just erase his biggest critique from his doubters and really serve his doubters and myself even a little serving of humble pie there before he hangs it all up at the end of the day. Then we have this cover J on this Darkwing Duck, the 1 in 10, Nicola Balderi, Nicolita Balderi Virgin variant. It's a beautiful cover. I don't know. I just really enjoy this Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck, been a Darkwing Duck fan since I was a kid. This book screams out to me. I just love the way it's done, the cartooniness of it. It's just a fantastic cover, in my opinion, and it will definitely be the one I pick up on this book. And our honorable mention, like I stated earlier, is this Zatanna number 4, 1 in 25, Juliet Nikea cardstock cover. I love this cover. I love the way she's up against the 6 of hearts, the use of the magic all through the book, her, the way she's dressed, the detail in her leggings, her holding the Z card up. Fantastic. I wish the hat was a little bit bigger, but that's all right. That's not a big deal. I understand that sometimes magicians wear smaller hats just for the illusion of it all, but I absolutely love this Zatanna cover nonetheless. And that's it. That's our last cover for the week. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the covers I picked. Let me know in the comment section below what covers you're picking up this week, what you liked, didn't like on my list, things like that. If you're enjoying everything that's on the channel, why don't you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and check out some of the other offerings for comic book or pro wrestling content I have on the channel. And let's not forget, we are on the road on YouTube. I know what up to our Kick audience out there, but on the road on YouTube, we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We are 200 subscribers away, and I'm doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Just to refresh, there is a unopened Battle Beast blind bag in this comic book mystery giveaway pack, as well as I threw in a Battle Beast A cover as well. This pack, I am aiming for a low end of $100 in it and a high end of $500. It's going to be filled with mostly variants and that blind bag. So definitely want to try to get in, and everybody who subscribes gets an entry on the wheel. And if you leave a comment, that's a second entry on the wheel. So make sure to do that. Subscribe, comment. It helps me not only in the algorithm, but it also gets you 2 entries into this 1,000 subscriber giveaway and try it. And you can play your hand to get one of those Beast blind bags that's unopened that everybody is clamoring for right now. It's the hottest thing in comic books, for God's sakes. But that'll do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as I stated earlier, if you like this content and you want more from me and you want more from our wrestling content, make sure to check out one of the other videos on the channel or whatever comes up in the link after my stupid face disappears. And on that note, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys around the spinner rack.